Hi there, Nate Urandi, Orion Training Systems. First of all, different cap today. Got Costa Rica on the mind. We're going there in a few weeks for a family vacation. And what makes this extra exciting is that we've actually bought some land down there and are getting ready to build a home down there. So we're going to be meeting with the architects, looking through the hopefully finalized plans in a few weeks, and then the building starts. Very exciting stuff, and can't wait to have the home built in time for next summer. In any case, this post is not about that. It's about news of the weird, as I'm calling it. So, first of all, the 100th edition of the Giro d'Italia just concluded, and a tall, brawny former T-tier climbed with and even outclimbed the climbing specialists to win despite losing a few minutes to a shit that he had to take mid-stage. We also have a 19-year-old female who just ran the second fastest steeplechase, and doing this despite stopping to retie one of her shoes. Something's not adding up there either. We've also got the whole fiasco around the Nike Oregon project, and I have to ask, does anybody with even the littlest sanity in their brain believe that Mo Farah, Galen Rupp, and the other NOP athletes are actually clean? If you do, then I got a bridge to sell you, as the saying goes. Now, another question, does anybody even think that Nike is anything but complicit in helping to facilitate doping in top-level sports? It happened long before Lance Armstrong, and it happened with him, and it's happened in many situations since. So does anybody think that Nike is clean of all this doping at top-level sports? I hope not. Now, lastly, we've got a 39-year-old triathlete who just beat the Ironman world record and shattered his own PR by 24 some odd minutes at the Ironman South African Championships, Ironman Brazil, which just occurred, I believe, yesterday. Tim Don, British triathlete, longtime British triathlete, is who I'm referring to. Now, what I want to do is just spend a couple of minutes here and at a very, very high level, just look at this bizarre accomplishment yesterday based on his triathlon past. So if we go back to 2000, he was in the Olympics at the Olympic distance and placed 10th. 2004 at the Olympics, he placed 18th. 2006, he wins the Olympic distance world championships. A few weeks after that, he gets busted for having missed 3 out of competition tests and serves a 3-month ban. So that's a huge red flag right there, right? Then in 2008, back at the Olympics, he DNFs. He actually gets pulled off the course because he gets lapped on the bike. So think about that, roughly 2 years after being at the top of the sport at the Olympic distance and then getting busted for missing 3 out of competition tests. There's some sort of like, oh shit moment there in a big way, like, oh fuck, I fucked up. I can't afford to fuck up anymore. I better figure out this doping thing a little better so that this doesn't happen again. You pull back from that and you figure it out, and in the meantime, your results go to shit, basically. But then he claws his way back, and from 2008 to 2014, we've got spotty results with some flashes of absolute brilliance for sure. One example is the 2010 high V Olympic distance triathlon, which at the time, and maybe it still is, was the richest purse in the sport, and he ended up winning it, and he did so by running away from the competition. They almost caught him at the end, but he ran away from the competition. It's important to know because he hadn't done that ever before in his history, I should say. Then you get to 2014 and like all hell breaks loose. All of a sudden, he's either winning or getting second in virtually every single race he enters, and he's starting to focus on the 70.3 distance. Why? Don't know. but that's what's happening. And his Ironman debut at Ironman Mallorca in 2014, he wins. 2015, he goes to Kona and he gets 15th. 2016, he goes to Ironman Brazil and he gets second in a PR of 8:04. And then later that year, he DNFs at Kona. Don't know why. Could be very legitimate. I'm not casting an aspersion on a DNF. Then this year goes 7:40. 7:40 at the race the previous year he set a PR at 8:04. Think about that. And let's put that into context. He came out of the water with a large group of swimmers. He then gets on the bike and rides away from this large group of cyclists. He is biking 2.5 miles per hour faster than a pack of 10 to 12 cyclists who, as we know, are not, staying 10 to 12 meters apart. They're absolutely clustering and sharing the lead and doing the things legally that we see packs of triathletes do on the bike. So he's spending a shit ton more energy than all these other athletes, and he's still riding away from them to the tune of nearly a half an hour. He then also gets off the bike and has the fastest run split of the day, despite expending all that energy on the bike. So at the age of 39. Right. So anybody else buying this bullshit, whether it's Tim Don or the other stuff I just outlined? I hope not, because if you are, then I'm not the one you want to be following on YouTube. In any case, I'll leave you with all that. As always, please leave your comments below and happy training.